It's 9:12. Welcome back to the show, Oklahoma. So protecting our Oklahoma election workers, that is the goal of a new bill just signed into law by Governor Kevin Stitt. So here with us today to learn more about what this entails and why it was needed is Misha Moore with the State Election Board. Misha, always great to see you. Thanks for coming.
You bet.
So let's talk a little bit just generally before we get into the bill itself. What have our election and our poll workers been facing over the past few years?
Well, like I said, unfortunately, with the climate and the way it is today, we've seen a lot of individuals they're voters, but they are also crossing those lines of civility. We are seeing, incidents at the state level, both at the county level. I can tell you that our state election board secretary and one of our county election board secretaries have been the target of threats, which are currently under investigation. While I can't get into those details because of that investigation, both our state and county workers have endured a lot of what you might call questionable behavior. For instance, we had one county election board who had an individual who had repeatedly contacted them making false claims, and at one point contacted the county election board secretary and told her, I hope you, quote, don't kill yourself when you find out that they're right. And he was referring to those who believe that the 2020 elections were stolen and that election fraud is running rampant. So we have seen a number of instances. As the public information officer, I see quite a few come through our phone calls and our emails.
So because of those incidents, we have Senate Bill 481. It's been signed into law by Governor Stitt. Tell us a little bit about what's in that bill in terms of protections.
Right. So what Senate Bill 481 does is it makes it a crime to threaten, harass, intimidate, or dox an election official. It also prevents people from impersonating an election official with the intent to influence an election. And one other thing that that bill does that is extremely helpful is it allows our election workers, meaning our county election board secretaries as well as their employees, to apply for what we call restricted records. That allows them to keep their residential address from being publicly disclosed. That is already a law that's in effect right now for individuals such as law enforcement officials, people with victims protective orders, the judiciary, and others of that nature.
This idea of doxing, for people who may not know what that is, can you explain that?
Sure. So what that is it is the release of personally identifiable information with with malicious intent involved.
Okay, so that's there's protections for that as well in this bill. So that is important. And let's talk about why you think that this is such a positive step forward with this being signed into law.
I think this is a great idea. I think it was very much needed. As the public information officer, I know we receive a number of calls, emails from individuals that seem to think that if they apply enough pressure, they can we can arbitrarily go in and change those laws or the rules, things that they don't like. And that's simply not the case. Our elections are governed by numerous state laws and even some federal laws, especially when it comes to voter registration. And we don't have the ability to change those. So what this does is this protects those election officials from individuals, like I said, who continue to cross those lines into very gray areas.
And when we talk about those bad actors, what does that do when situations like that happen? How does that hurt like the overall security of our election system that is so ingrained in really what the United States is all about?
Right. It really hurts. It hurts the trust in our elections. All of our election officials do their very best every day, and they shouldn't have to fear for their own personal safety or the safety of their family or their employees when they're trying to do their civic duty and their public service. And so this provides those protections. It provides that peace of mind. And like I said, it's a really great thing to see right now.
Okay, Misha, thanks so much for coming on and telling us a little bit more about this Senate bill. Again, it is officially law signed in by Governor Kevin Stitt. So thanks for kind of expanding on it with us today. We really appreciate your time.
You bet.